In my last video, I made this folding router table, and it turned out pretty nice, but now I want to make a fence for it. I have some ideas on how I want to make it, so I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm going to show you how I do it. The whole fence is made from 3 by 1/2 inch lumber, and I needed about 7 feet. There's a fair amount of cutting involved, but it wasn't too bad. There's a link down in the description to plans if you're interested. I needed to cut spaces in the base plate and the support plate so that the fence fits around bits. I drilled a large hole and finished the opening with a coping saw. My holes are 2 inches wide and about 2 inches tall. I wanted adjustable face plates, so I drilled holes in the support plate and cut out the intervening wood to make slots. I'm using 1/4 by 20 hardware throughout, so the slots are 1/4 inch wide and they're 3 inches long. With all the holes cut, I glued the support plate to the base plate and added 4 countersunk screws and made sure everything was nice and square. If things aren't square at this point, they never will be, and that would be a problem. I added 2 triangular support pieces to keep the support plate square to the base plate. I probably didn't need to do this, but it might help prevent warping in the future. I don't know. I wanted to be able to connect a vacuum for dust collection, so I made a box to attach a vacuum hose. It's pretty simple, just a wooden box with a hole in the back. I glued it all up except for the back with the hole, which is screwed on, just in case I ever need to replace it with one with a different size hole to fit a different vacuum. I wanted to be able to slide the fence on the table, but then clamp it in place, so I made some clamps and knobs from the same wood. I had to glue up several pieces to get the thickness I wanted. I cut a notch out of the clamps. Notice that the bottom edge isn't square, but is angled a little bit. This will help the clamp tighten onto the table. I made some J-Bates style knobs by drilling holes in small pieces of wood and pounded in some T-nuts. I also drilled some holes in the base plate where I wanted the clamps and knobs. I fed a 1/4 inch carriage bolt up through each clamp. The bolt goes up through the base plate and is secured with a knob. You can see how the angled cut on the clamp grips the table. I marked the face plates where I wanted to add bolts. I found the spots by moving each face plate back and forth from fully closed to fully open. Then I drilled 2 holes in each face plate with countersunk holes so that the bolts wouldn't stick out. Each faceplate bolt is held in place with a washer and a wing nut. Well, there's the fence. I think it turned out pretty nice. I like how I can slide it back and forth, and the clamps actually do a nice job of holding it nice and tight to the table. I also like how I can adjust the size of the opening up front. And the vacuum hookup is handy too. I hope you liked the video and found it helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to keep up to date with my newest videos. Thanks for watching. I'm now on Twitter too. Folding router table. Folding router table. Whoo! There's a router. Woo! And the vacuum hookup is, what is it? I don't know. That's alright.